Project MACOG. That's what I'm calling this. This is my 2-7 scope. Note that it now has a kill flash. This is a Nikon kill flash you can get on Amazon for $10. They make it in 32mm or 40mm. You could build this as either a 2-7 by 32 or a 3-9 by 40. I would recommend getting a Vortex scope in either case. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the mount here, this is a Weaver mount. And the change here, the reason I'm excited is because I found out a way to do this. This is a Holosun 403R. I'm going to piggyback that shit. Okay, my current mount, they make a fucking bridge to put one of these on here. I didn't know that. Otherwise, I would have done this a long time ago. I've been looking for something that would do this, that was like legit and would hold zero and shit. I trust Weaver, and it's cheap. This Weaver mount is $45 on Amazon. The add-on is $26. This is a $140 red dot on eBay. The Vortex scope that I would recommend that you get is the Vortex Crossfire 2, 2-7 by 32 with the BDC reticle. And the reason we want that scope is A, I think it has better glass. I don't know. I haven't gotten it in hand yet. It doesn't really matter. It's acceptable either way. It's available. It's $130. It has a BDC reticle that just looks like mil dots to me. And on top of that, there's companies that make throw levers for the Vortex Crossfire 2s for competition use that allow you to like have that like 1-10 or 1-8, 1-6 throw lever type of thing on the scope instead of this slow ass shit. So that's a substantial upgrade. I'm gonna do that. This is not gonna stay a Weaver forever. That scope is eventually just gonna be retired as MACOG 1.0. I'm excited about this. This is honestly, I think this is going to be something that other people come to copy. Because what I'm doing here is taking some shit that people are doing on SPRs, and I'm applying it to your general carbine. I don't want to use their terminology. It sucks. The SPR thing is like a military thing. I'll take that. I'm not going to say GPR. Bunch of bullshit. It's just a carbine. The reason I'm calling this the MACOG is because of this thought. We went to the ACOG. Why? To have a scope that would be combat proof or whatever. What we found, I would put it to you, is that while combat proof, the ACOG has limitations. And let me talk about this. Logistics versus tactics. One ACOG costs $1,000. These scopes cost roughly $100, $130. You can buy 10 of them. Hell, you could fully equip 5 of these for the cost of one ACOG. Would be my guess. Red dots might make that lesser. I don't know. I'm not good at math, folks. Point is, you could get multiples of these for the price of one ACOG, and it'll have a fucking piggyback red dot that, like, honestly, the ACOG wishes it could be as good at close quarters as this red dot mounted high on this scope. Okay? And then if you break the scope, you still have the red dot, and if it gets fucked to the point that the red dot's not zeroed anymore, you can ditch this thing and go to irons. But the ACOG plus RMR sucks. It's heavy, whatever. This setup, as of right now, it's 1 pound, 8 ounces. I think the bridge for the red dot will add a little bit of weight for that. Not much. I'm going to figure out a way to add a kill flash to this. I would like to, yeah, fuck. If HoloSun would make a model of this that has this style control and end caps and shit with a fucking kill flash, that's what I would use, but they don't make that. So we have this because the control is more important than the bullshit. The kill flash on this thing is cheap and effective, and you just press it against the glass and tape it on with 100-mile-an-hour tape. Welcome to the Vietnam, or whatever. This is from the future space Vietnam. It's coming to you, you know, for the resistance. Because I put it to you, this is better than what the U.S. Army is using. It's cheaper. Cheaper means better by a lot. A lot of people don't get that, because cheaper means you can have a ton of these. If it's just as capable and way fucking cheaper, that means it's better. That's my conclusion, at least for our purposes here, where we're like, hey man, there's going to be a lot of people waking up to the fact that they're getting fucking stepped on. And I would like them to be armed and capable. Hopefully armed, capable, and like believing in the Constitution. But like, at least be armed and capable. These are my legit 2 favorite optics. So finding a way to effectively fuse them together for $65. It's like, fuck yeah. $70. Can't do math. I'm excited to get that shit, man. And I basically concluded that I'm buying another one of these to put on my other gun, and I'm gonna, you know, make MACOG 2.0 already. Like, this is 1.0, we're gonna get 2.0. I don't think I'm ever gonna have the heart to take this thing apart, so I might eventually retire this thing to a shelf and build a whole new mount, but it's cool, man. Like, I was talking to my buddy Blazer about this shit, and he's like, man, I'm going to start building one of these things. This is actually pretty dope. I'm like, it really is. It's, when you look at the capabilities that you're getting for the money, the Vortex version of this is going to be $340. $350 with the kill flash. That's fucking money. That just is. To be able to be night vision capable, night capable, with a daylight 2 to 7 option. Like, that you can also flex into night if you have the light to use it. A illuminated lightweight 2 to 7 or illuminated lightweight 2 to 10 would be, that's what I would be looking for. But that doesn't really exist. Especially illuminated lightweight 2 to 10 by 32. This is the key, is it needs to keep a small fucking bezel. But no one does that shit. And this is where I'm going to fucking finish a couple of these and make a very professional video and send it to like SIG. Be like, this is some product development. I want a job and fucking a scope. Thank you. It's like, this is the way. Just to be clear, like, just watching what is happening in like special forces shit on sniper rifles and carbines and shit, and what the competition people are trying. I put it to you that this is the militarized version of the whole 1 to 8 movement in competition optics. It drops a lot of the bullshit you don't need, because you don't need the 1 power. You just don't, because we're going to have this thing for night vision. If that's our conclusion, we don't need a 1 power. We don't even need it to be illuminated, really. We just need to be able to shoot people far away in the daytime. This does that. Welcome to Space Vietnam. You know? I dig it, man. I hope someone likes this video. I'm going to wind this up here, but I'm going to do more videos on this and better videos on this as I get the components in. I look to YouTube for shit to copy on my own builds and shit. And it would excite me a lot just to see other people snatching up the Vortex scopes and Weaver mounts and cloning this shit. Also, if you stuck around this far, anyone know a lightweight, cheap mount that's made by a better company, has a better QD? Like something in $100, $150 range that would do this too. I don't know what that would be, but it needs to be light. This is a really, really light mount. I don't know how much it weighs off of the scope, but like this mount and scope together weigh like 1 pound with all this bullshit and shit on it too, and the kill flash. Because like this is 8 ounces. I think maybe this is 6 ounces. I don't remember. This is a really light rig. So I wouldn't want to like go buy some Geisley thing that probably weighs 1 million pounds. And I don't know, that's shit I haven't felt. And the other thing is, one of the key components of this is cheap lightweight scopes that are disposable. So 1-inch tubes give us lightweight and cheap. So it needs to be a 1-inch mount. If you were making a dedicated optic for this, if this is SIG listening, I would go with as big of a tube as possible, because you're making it a dedicated thing that you're making. If you could make it a 34 millimeter tube with a fucking 32 millimeter objective, like that would be stupid, but like maybe a straight 34 millimeter, 2:7, with a very lightweight mount that is separate from the scope and has a built-in place to put a red dot, and then have a red dot for it. Actually, I wouldn't even do that. I would make it a 1913 rail so people can choose their own red dots, because that way it would be, you know, honestly, there's a slice of the buying public that would be like, yo dude, I'm putting an Aimpoint T2 on it. So I just put a 1913 rail there. Like, that's the most universal thing that you got right now. It's fairly lightweight. There's a whole bunch of people that would want some sort of micro dot mount or whatever. Like, make everybody unhappy and fucking just put a 1913 rail there. That's not really the way, though, because you want to sell optics. So if I were SIG, I would design the perfected version of this thing. Like, I don't know why HoloSun doesn't make one of these with some night vision modes and some fucking scope caps and a kill flash. That's what it needs. And I'm going to get scope caps for this thing too. My thought with that is basically that it's going to need them as a, you know, more advanced combat optical gun sight for moon fighting and space invading and whatever else you're going to use it for. There might be snow and debris and shit, and you might need scope caps. So this is going to be an ongoing series. It already kind of has been. It's been me trying to figure out how in the fuck I'm going to put optics on this thing and its sister. Loki and Moon Tiger. And, like, I think Loki's going to get repainted. I've already decided that. This is going to be Loki's scope for a long time. Moon Tiger will get the Vortex one with its upgraded shit. So we're going to repaint Loki as Moon Tiger 2 back from Vietnam. Oh, cat. Anyway, see you guys later.